Hey, welcome back. Thank you again for downloading our content. My name is Jake Wiskerchen, and I want to take a moment to invite very specifically our healthcare workers and first responders to come get some treatment. We're now 100% telehealth at Zephyr Wellness, at least through the duration of this pandemic. And you might be wondering, why am I specifically asking healthcare workers and first responders? Well, simply put, it's because healthcare workers like myself and first responders, like my entire family full of retired police officers, are specifically trained to suppress emotion in times of crisis. It helps us do the job at hand so that we don't have an emotional flooding and make mistakes. The problem is, all of our healthcare workers and first responders are now basically facing a time of perpetual crisis, and a lot of us don't know what to do. There's a lot of articles and a lot of publications that are now emerging, even some peer-reviewed studies, that are suggesting that this is not healthy for anybody. From the cashier at the business that just got shuttered because of quarantine restrictions, all the way up to the ER doc who's running out of personal protective equipment. But for the people who are on the front lines of this, the stress continues to mount, and it's simply overriding their natural training to go through crisis. A crisis, by definition, is very temporary and very fleeting, and we're supposed to decompress after these crises. Now, our professions, by and large, have a much higher rate of psychological distress and disturbance and suicidality compared with most others, because we often don't decompress. We don't debrief after shift. And so we get this stacking effect of adrenaline, cortisol, various other stress hormones that simply don't exit our bodies. We tend to drink too much as a group. We get in fights with our spouses more often. We have marital problems, just on and on. And this is industry-wide for healthcare professionals as well as the first responders. And that would be police officers, firefighters, EMTs, anybody who is responding to a crisis. Well, the problem is now the crisis isn't ending, and we're having to almost debrief as we go. So you're seeing the emergence of some coping strategies like Zephyr Wellness is offering on our website, but they're simply not good enough. And sometimes you need real, authentic, professional level psychotherapy, talk therapy, to help process through some of this emotional flooding that's going on, because our training now is not sufficient to handle the task. And if we don't get some real support, we could be in even bigger trouble than we already are as a profession. So I am offering our agency through the Zoom platform to provide services in the comfort of your own homes for the duration of this pandemic, and then in perpetuity beyond that, because we all know that life doesn't stop throwing stressful events at us just because a pandemic is over. So in the meantime, we encourage you to reach out to us at zephyrwellness.org. You can go to the telehealth page and it'll explain more about this, or you can just call us or email us at info@zephyrwellness.org, and we'll take care of you. We take most major insurances, and we obviously also accept cash pay, and then we also have grad students who can see people who are struggling with the ability to pay or who don't have insurance coverage. So if you're one of those frontline workers, you're an essential employee, you need some help because you're realizing that your stress is at a maximum and your mental bandwidth is being exceeded, please carve out some time, an hour a week, an hour every couple of weeks. It doesn't take much to have a conversation with a well-trained professional with a license granted to him by the state to help decompress some of this stuff, unpack it, process it, and set it aside and leave it where it's supposed to be, which is in the past. Even though the next day will be full of its own challenges, we don't need to be carrying challenges in from yesterday to the present moment. I hope this helps. I wish all of you great mental wellness, and in this time of particular crisis, I urge very strongly that you all be safe and be hygienic. Thank you for listening.